Hey, I'm the Onigino, and this is Talk Now, Think Later. Let's look at the freaking news. Sony sues Tencent, claiming its Light of Motirum game is a Slavish clone of its Horizon series. Coming from VideoGamesChronicle.com again. I've been seeing this quite a bit on Reddit. it's it's I think there's a lot to unpack here, but let's look at the news here. Sony claims it declined a Tencent offer last year to collaborate on a Horizon game. Okay. Sony has filed a lawsuit against Tencent, claiming its upcoming game of Light of Motirum. I really don't know how to say that. It's a Slavish clone of its Horizon series. As initially reported by Reuters, Sony has filed a lawsuit in California federal court alleging copyright and trademark infringement and claiming that the game is so close to Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West that players could be confused into thinking it's part of the same series. The suit also alleges that after starting work on Light of Motirum, Tencent then asked Sony if it wanted to collaborate on a new Horizon game, to which Sony declined. Sony claims that Tencent went ahead and made a Horizon-like game anyway. Upon information and belief, sometime in 2023 and unbeknownst to Sony, Tencent started developing a video game called Light of Motirum, which, just like Horizon, features a young, red-headed female protagonist and tribal groups fighting for survival among large robotic animals in a post-apocalyptic world, the document says. In March 2024, at a gaming conference in San Francisco, California, Tencent executives approached Sony with a pitch to develop its own Horizon game in collaboration with, I guess this is Sony, Interactive Entertainment. Sony rejected the idea and considered the matter closed. So apparently Tencent was undeterred by SIE's refusal to license its Horizon intellectual property. Tencent continued secretly developing Light of Motirum, eventually announcing a forthcoming game. Tencent's promotional material bore a strong similarity to SIC's own Horizon promotional material. The suit claims that the game's Steam store page, trailer, promotional screenshots, and gameplay footage all misappropriated protectable elements of SIE's copyrights in the Horizon franchise to a significant degree, stating that it's far from along in recognizing the striking similarities. Sony also cites online users and websites who pointed out how much Light of Motirum looks like Horizon. Describing the game as a Slavish clone of the Horizon series, the suit seeks judgment that Tencent willfully infringed registered Horizon copyrights, as well as the Aloy character trademark. It wants an order preventing Tencent from releasing the game, as well as monetary damages. Light of Motirum is developed by Polaris Quest, a subsidiary of Tencent. The game is described as an open-world adventure set in a land where human civilization has ceased to exist. This world is inhabited by mechanical animals known as mechanimals. Okay. Including a large gorilla, deer, and bull. When the game was revealed last year, players pointed out the similarities with the Horizon games. That is shameless, Reddit user Zerium wrote at the time. Like, if they at least changed the colors, made the plating chrome instead of white, made the good lights green, bad lights purple, maybe they could slip it by without people's eyebrows raising into the stratosphere. But come on. So, hey, you guys, remember when people were telling Nintendo to sue Palworld for ripping off their game, and Nintendo did but for the other reasons? Reddit user Theon Armed Bard added, yeah, Guerrilla should absolutely be looking into some legal action because holy shit, that's blatant. Let's look at those screenshots again. Yeah, okay. No, I get it. uh, Actually, I've prepared a little bit more here. We want to look at some more screenshots of this game, and then guess we'll judge it for ourselves here. All right. So, Light of Motiram. Well, shit. Wow. That's quite a lot to unpack for us. This is just Horizon. It's not even a reskin. Wow. Okay. That is that's kind of wild. All right. Well, I guess Light of Motiram addressed one of the big issues of Horizon, which is the new one, Forbidden West, I think, which was of Aloy's face. Now they have a generic anime character. I mean, that's generic beauty anime character. So, you know, whoever that guy who spread that meme like wildfire a couple of years ago, complaining that Aloy did not look beautiful. All right, what can we say about this? Tencent is a China kind of embracer group like company, right? They try to I guess they try to acquire smaller indie companies and all other different sizes of companies, and then they would have all these IPs under their belt. I forget which IPs are actually under Tencent as of the moment. I don't want to name stuff because I really am not sure. But I see. My first question here is this is a freaking expensive copy. This is like probably not like, but this is like your super. In the Philippines, we call it Class A. It's a Class A fake. That's what we call it in the Philippines. But I would even say this is Class Triple A fake. And it's almost like you hired somebody who was actually academically trained and a savant and a genius in painting, and then you ask that person to replicate, Van Gogh's paintings to the T and actually make a forgery. On one hand, it's very, very impressive. On the other, does impressive, sell the idea that this is going to be a good experience for gamers, right? And is it a copy, or is it like is it a competition, like Battlefield 6 versus Medal of Honor versus Call of Duty versus all our World War shooters, right? Like, are they all copying each other? Just because one game has the character Soap doesn't mean that game doesn't have any of like what, maybe like 80-90% of the same assets, the same ideas, the same mechanics, the same, probably the same engines and the same artistry and creative direction as some other games like this. I'm not putting them in a box. I'm not putting them in on the same group. I'm saying how do we, if those guys are not doing this, if they're not suing each other, uh what why this? I think it's because the Call of Duty example that I just gave is very generic in terms of like the actual topic, which is just World War shooting, right? Like so it's not like there are original ideas there like mechanimals. Sorry. uh yeah. And and if Horizon Zero Dawn wasn't really like a freaking large game that's known and beloved by a lot of people, yeah, you could make a case that it's like maybe, is this a PUBG Fortnite situation of one thing suing another because now the mechanics are the same, and stuff like that. Does that confuse people because the mechanics are different, the same, but like the art style is different? Yeah, Dark Souls, Elden Rings, the Sekiros, the Bloodborns, the I think I named the game of the same makers, the same publishers there. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is I think honestly this is I don't think this is going to be a difficult case for Sony against these guys who made this game. I'm just kind of baffled that like this must have been really expensive, but also really obvious. That would it pay off enough to have this lawsuit? Have it out in the wild, maybe because of the China censorship, and maybe we don't know if there's like more to, I don't know, like the censorship actually like closing off their gates to PlayStation material coming from the US or something like that. So now, like, this is a good idea, for Chinese citizens, and now they can experience like a Horizon like thing. And there's a lot of that, right? Like there's just a lot of that. There's more blatant stuff. Monster Hunter has been copied and copied and copied again and again and again, to the point where they extracted all the assets and the game mechanics and the engines from the actual game, and then they just put it on the thing and then called it something else, recolored stuff. I mean, they had the they had the empathy to actually like create different character models there, but yeah, we really didn't have this kind of lawsuit and stuff like that. uh yeah, on the Pokemon and Pal World stuff, I get it. Pal World was becoming big, but Light of Motiram, this thing, I don't even know if this is the first time I've heard of it. So if anything, this is publicity for them. But yeah, like Pal World, people were talking about it. People were playing it. People were buying stuff from it. I believe. And that wasn't like a blatant like Pokemon ripoff, because for those who have seen a little bit of Pal World, it's like you have guns in that game. You have like a third person shooting mechanic in that game. You have like, I think you have like a kind of MMORPG types of mechanics in that game. I'm not 100% sure, but like it's not Pokemon, it's not, I mean, it's not that game, and just that. So I wonder, even with the mechanics of Light of Motiram, if they put a flavor there that makes them really different. But man, the I can't even say it. The Mechanimals. Yeah, anyway, what do you guys think? When is a copy a copy? When is, when is something actually violating a copyright? It's you know, when is suing actually a good thing, or like a fair thing, or whatever? Yeah, well, anyway, I guess Light of Motiram is on Steam. uh, get it while you can before the credit cards ban it. Anyway, that's the news today. Speaking of copies, this is a really bad segue. I'm playing Mega Man X2 because last time I played Mega Man X2, my entire streaming setup crashed on me, and I think I fixed all of it. So it's time to get back to Mega Man X2. But you know what? I'm gonna change my camera filters here because I see it flicker. Well, see you in a bit. Wrong scene. I'll see you in a bit.